I am. Got a cool game lined up. Starting earlier. Hope everyone's having a good one. So, loaded it up and tested it and everything. Like a responsible streamer. But I think it should work. Wait, and I also got a new toy. Borderless Gaming on Steam. Let's see, where is that? What the hell, software. Launch. Lee, how you doing? I catch you before you went to sleep. Alright. Rolling towards. Alright, so we're playing, as the title may suggest, The Town of Light. It's supposed to be really cool. It's a psychological thriller. Apparently it's kind of heavy and dark and based on true stories about people in an insane asylum in Italy. Way back in the day. I don't know if we're gonna do music or not. Hey! Enma Master? What's up? I was like, where do I cut that at? How you doing? Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Alright, so let's launch this up. Dun, dun, dun. I got it right? Excellent. I gotta get lucky every now and then. Alright, so we're gonna fire this up. That to figure out if that is the ideal place for the camera, I'm not sure. Let's pause the music for now until we find out if the game music is what we want. Not a lot, just on drink number 1 on Freaky Friday, hoping to put in a good little stint here. Of freakiness. Been crap 2 weeks. I'm sorry to hear that, Lee. I'm doing good. I'm doing better than I was last night. I so wanted to stream. It sucks. But man, I was like, I think it was a perfect storm of dehydration, allergies, and malnutrition or something, but I was miserable. I feel much better, and I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully this will. Alright, why isn't it? There we go. I'm playing with a controller, so hopefully that's not problematic. Other than over there, we seem to be fully functional. Just fully operational Death Star. Alright, new game. All I did was like load it up and not even really walk around. I'm just like, alright, everything seems to be working. Alright, the town is based on real events, places, and research concerning mental illness and life of patients of lunatic asylum from the beginning of the 20th century until their closure. It contains stories which may be disturbing. Consider yourselves warned. The characters' names are fictitious and they reference people living here as purely coincidental. This game uses artistic interpretation of former Italian psychic institution for dramatic purposes. Please note all mental health services have radically improved around the world. If you think you may have psychological problems, please speak to a local doctor or specialist. Press the button to continue. Yeah, we all gotta just take care of ourselves. Gotta keep your health. Voltaire, 1942. Dracula.
What's happened? What is this place? Maybe I'm dead. I can't see any light. Maybe I am dead. I can't get up. What's going on? What's happening to me? There's no one here, but these noises. God, my head is killing me.
Oh my god, I know what you mean.
I can't keep my eyes open.
Fades away. This game was going to be depressing enough. Just remember, real people live through this. Looks good. go the direction it was pointing us, or did we go the other way? Go left. Can I sprint? Remember, never go the direction they want you to go. There's no fun in that. Let me out of here. I'm sane. Can I actually get out? It's open. What's in the box? Put your hand in the box. What's in the box? Pain. Alright. It's nice of them to include this. I should get an achievement. It should be like, the achievement should just be like, where the hell are you going? Oh, what I'd give for a sprint button right about now. Oh, to open, close, use. But open, close, or use what? I should have just pushed the button. The moment was lost. That was weird. Wonder what triggered that. Like, did it think there was a gate right here? It was about right when it went off. Damn. What's going on? There's no music. Julia Kay, distressed but held up by their faith, her mother Irene and father Eric, and sister Martha delivered the grievous news the funeral will take place. Zoom. Oh. Italian news articles. Incredible anti-aircraft victory. Food rationing improvements. Is murder in San Cassiano. Cassiano? Young woman brutally murdered. That's awful. And turn it on. It's high tech right there. Alright, we might have to turn the music on. It's too quiet. Let's fire it back up, shall we? Still wondering if I wonder if there was something like some sort of memory or something that I could have triggered there when I walked in, and I didn't. And the moment has been lost. Alright, let's head in the direction we were originally pointing. If that's still possible. Where was I? It's here, right? looks awesome. Oh, there's some music. The game hadn't even really started yet, I guess. We were just screwing around. It's kind of loud, isn't it? Let's try. It seemed to get quieter. It seems the same to me. It still seems the same to me. So what another one said music? Volume. Let's see. Music. Alright, let's go to the extreme. Alright. Now I can tell that it's actually softer. Where's my button? Voltaire, Camposanto, Margaliano. You'd almost think I was Italiano.
This place. Time.
No, it's too soft.
Memory.
A little. Like right there, can you easily hear the birds chirping? Or is that like really buried for you? I might want to go up just a tiny bit more. What's down here? The master switch. Wait, say again. There is no power. The master switch is near the Calm Women Ward. Interesting. We should probably come back. The increasing number of cases of attempted suicide requires that a definite stand be taken against this behavior. Our current position is to consider these behaviors as highly deviant, disgraceful, and unpatriotic, especially in case of young girls. Please provide us with enlightenment on the subject. We have 2 pages. Achievement unlocked, the cellar. It's actually cropping it on the bottom there a little bit. I'm in windowed mode, but it's not a borderless, but I'm using something you can buy from Steam that will turn most bordered windowed things into windowless mode, but it looks like it actually, the way it frames it and everything, it's not all being captured. It's like cheating that outer border area. Whoa. Where did that just come from? Is this? Yeah, where we were, but on the other side of the fence. Alright. A lovely walk in the park. You are here. Missions waiting. Step up. 3 is unlabeled. 3? Just 3. The turlets, both 11 and 12. Fascist National Federation for the Fight Against Tuberculosis. A civilized person does not spit on the ground and does not swear God. Central Anti-Blasphemy Committee under the honorary chairmanship of His Majesty the King. A lovely society. At least the trains ran on time, right? To the Voltaire Charity Congregation, which in full compliance with the directives of the fascist regime in the spirit of great initiative and the rationality of technical criteria proceeded to the truly exemplary organization of self-managed, it's a mouthful, high-intensity cultivation agricultural company on Voltaire's fields, where the compact rugged clay soil was previously used as sparse pasture land. Can we say run-on sentence? Like that whole paragraph was one sentence. The Secondary Provincial Commission. In solemn recognition of this run-on sentence, we unanimously voted to reject this letter. Special Certificate of Honor. The attention to detail. It's immaculate. A visit is granted to military patients for top placement only to parents, brothers, sisters, wife, and children. The director. Stamp. I want a stamp that just says stamp. At least try to have proper grammar. I mean, come on. They can make the trains run on time, but they can't end run-on sentences. As you misspell grammar. I think you should always misspell grammar when making that point. It's great. How's it going, Lucky, by the way? Alright, it's like so quiet. As soon as I turned the music on last time, music started, but it didn't last very long. So we're gonna just bury some music softly in the background. That's a little too softly, although it's ending, actually. Because it should have been extra soft, but not that soft. It's too soft. I think this one starts really soft, so it's like the end of these two songs. Yep, that's a coin, alright. Today's a special day? What day is that? Is it your birthday? So I wonder if these are like real pictures, I bet. These are like real photographs from this place. Because supposedly this is based on true events. So I wonder how many of these photographs are actually real. They seem to have gone to great lengths for attention to detail and realism. Oh, we almost missed that. It's like, yeah, administrative file. Discharge. It is. Well, happy birthday. If I remembered. Wait, what is today? The 23rd? That's, of course I remembered. I'm sorry. Happy birthday. Oh, that's right, because I made the comment about, like, surely you could find there's something more interesting you could do on your birthday than watch my stream. Sorry, I remember that now, actually. My apologies. I do recall. What are you up to? I thought you had some big plans. Hope you're enjoying your birthday. And you're 18, right? Is that right? You're 18? It's the big 1-8? Could you be out committing? No, it's too late. You can't commit any more crimes now. Should have done that last night. There is no power. Stop trying. Oh, the first page added to this synopsis message. What do we got here? Experience in Renee's diary. What is my experience? This place, time, memory. Okay. Diary. Disable voice. I don't want to do that. How? The Town of Light. Ah, there we go. Couldn't figure out how to go forward through the pages on the controller. There we go. Cool. Look at all this we have yet to unlock. Alright, get me out. Memories. No memories. I have no idea who I am. You got sidetracked by Lotro? Playing or watching? And was I right? It's 8. You're 18? Is that correct? Am I shorting you? For some reason I feel like that's correct. Because I think I remember being surprised. Let's get some air in here. Whew. We're just gonna open every door. What's in here? Although I wonder if this is the game where I was reading reviews where somebody said you would enjoy it more if you weren't someone compelled to investigate every room. Because most of them don't trigger anything. Wait, we already came in this one. They were like, if you're someone who obsessively checks every room and opens every cabinet. Don't.
My doll.
Thank you, Lucky. Gotta get all that straight. Hello? Looks freaky. Now we have electricity. Do we go back? Go forward. Alright. So we've already been in here. Oh, look, the lights are on. Good elevator. Door. Well, that was disappointing. And stairs.
Nobody says we can't. Let's find Charlotte.
Okay.
Let's find Charlotte. She's alone. She's alone in the dark.
Hey, calm down. Where is she? Locked. That's new. Oh, there. Now it says locked. I see. Alright. We need to find keys. Worst movie ever. Alright, I don't see any way to get back there. Guess I need to be on the lookout for keys, huh? Hopefully I haven't passed anything up. Reparto. I want to say two in Italiano. Tranquille. Tranquille? Alright, so
Let's search
go
the
upstairs.
wards on the upper floor.
Okay.
There's a plan on the wall which shows their location.
I like a game that does. They're like, hey, you idiot, go upstairs. I was going to. Wait, let's try the elevator now. Maybe it'll be extra spooky. It's so far to walk. I mean, think of all the effort that went into this. It would be a shame if we weren't to use it. That ring? Ring. Doesn't work because the door's open. Or a novel idea, you have to close the door yourself. Cool art. Real quickly, I'm going to turn the scroller on music ticker. It's gonna go black for a second. Yeah. That looks freaky. Looks like a ghost hand. That doesn't look right. A lot of deceased. I don't know if I want to turn that on. Not yet. Is that actually changing something? Still don't see any keys. Just walking around. Already looked in there. Everything's locked.
Mummy took good care of Charlotte. She tucked her in, hugged her, gave her cuddles and kisses. She was very affectionate and loving. Nothing bad happened to Charlotte, and that surprised me. I didn't understand. At first, I was quite scared. I was afraid that she wanted to hurt me. I lived in constant fear that Mom would abandon her. Because I didn't deserve to live. I didn't deserve to be loved.
Creepy. So Charlotte's the doll. What, are we gonna carry this doll everywhere we go now?
It's cold and it's dark. Look, she's cold. She'll get ill.
Okay.
We can take care of her. Nobody can stop us. Charlotte is a good girl.
Okay. Are we going taking Charlotte with us? Shall we? Charlotte's blocking my view. You need to put her somewhere. Ew. Ah, keys. I see keys. I can't pick them up. What the hell? Why can't we pick up the keys? Because we need to get rid of Charlotte first. I guess. She's cold. Alright, where should we put her? Is there a nursery? Locked, of course. Locked. Locked. Everything's locked.
Those lamps could make the room warmer. But Charlotte's not happy. She doesn't feel well.
Okay.
Charlotte is cold. Let's take her somewhere warm.
Oh my god, I tried.
This isn't a good place for Charlotte. She'll be cold here.
Alright. Anyone seen anything else that would be a good place for Charlotte? Let's put her in the drawer. You should go in here. Like a good dolly. Go in the drawer. Oh, good dolls like to go in drawers. Alright, do we need to go back downstairs? Maybe. So the lamps were like, oh, it'll be warm, but she doesn't feel well. So what does that mean? Wait, there was a medicine cabinet, but it didn't do anything. She doesn't feel well. What's in the medicine cabinet?
I saw a wheelchair on the ground floor. It's comfortable there, and we can put Charlotte somewhere warm.
Thank you, game. That is so nice of you to save my time. Let's walk. How was I supposed to guess that? Like, oh, there's a wheelchair downstairs. I bet she'd like that. Like, what? I don't even remember seeing the wheelchair, though. Oh. This wheelchair, perhaps?
Charlotte will be comfy here. But it's cold. No, it's cold.
It's so
Don't
very
shiver,
cold.
Charlotte. The cold will go away. It'll go away.
Wait, now I'm in the wheelchair? What? Or we're pushing her. What is this? Is weird. Now what are we doing? Just to put her somewhere warm?
We must find some warm lights. Let's go to the surgical ward.
Oh, we could put her on the elevator. Duh. Come on, let's go. Come on. Maybe I should just use the mouse. We got this. We got it.
The cold has gone away now. You see? The light, the warmth. We can do it. The cold will go away. It has to. Now we can enter the ward where everything started.
To receive help. What was that?
It all began in the observation ward on the ground floor.
Ah, that's the help button. Cool. I should drink more then. This game seems to have safety wheels, I guess is a good term. Is that what they're called? Wait, I'm totally blanking. What do you call like on a kid's bicycle when they have the training wheels? What do you call those wheels they put on for training purposes? Yeah, this game's got training wheels. This is the perfect Freaky Friday game. Although it could use some music. It's a little slow, a little quiet. Perhaps I should talk more. Would anyone else like to talk? What's everyone up to? Alright, so we can go... Oh, we need to go get those keys. I wonder if we can pick up those keys now. Damn, I totally forgot about that. Come on, let's go. Okay, what's up with that? Surely you'd think we need these. Alright, let's just go back down, try this. Try the doors. I have this feeling that we need to find some keys. So, observation. Where's that map at? Observation 8. I'm blind. I see 7 and I see 9. Am I blind? I mean, seriously, right here. So there's 7. There's 9. 12, 10, 11. There it is. Hallway. Alright, now to the right. cool. Freaky. I like that. That's a cool visual.
One day I turned off the light, but it didn't go dark. It was a limitless immensity, a blinding, merciless light. I was 16 years old, and I was afraid, always afraid, a fear that wore me down. I needed help, but I couldn't speak. I was terrified of everything, even thinking. They said they were taking me to a place where the fear would go away, where I would get better. I stopped living in there. They dragged me away and stripped off all my clothes, everything. I tried to explain what was going on in my head. They tied me to the bed for days. I was alone with my nightmares. It wasn't fear anymore. It was madness. And when you're mad, you cease to exist.
Madness. Whoa.
She was my only hope in this hell.
That smile
I
is
was
creepy.
descending down, down among the damned. But that woman and her smile kept me alive.
Is the dialogue loud enough? Can you hear that okay? Alright. Let me out.
The door is locked from the outside.
No.
Here, the doors can only be locked and unlocked from the outside.
Well, that's gonna be a bit of a problem. the hell was that?
You can't get out of here. Only the dead can leave this place.
No. I don't want to die. I want to go to 2 pesos. I want a taquito. Don't look at me. Hello, creepy baby. I don't feel so good. Put some clothes on. Yeah. Get me out. You're in the way. All these women have man face. He looks like a nice guy. I'll follow him. I don't want to go in here.
He laughed, panted, and slobbered all
No,
over me.
this couldn't go anywhere.
It hurt me when he touched me. I thought I'd suddenly split open with a loud crack, and I would be shattered into pieces. I felt fragile, sick, dirty, degraded. All I could do was clutch Charlotte tightly while Renee obeyed. He was the master in the realm of light. I was being consumed by the evil act I had committed. I threw up and could feel hell getting closer and closer. Those tests the doctors did to me. They said there was something growing inside, and they wanted to drag it out of me.
Well. Dear Director, I've been working at this institution for 5 years now. I'm a simple person. I'm not educated, and I feel embarrassed about writing to you. I always try to look on the bright side. Sometimes we are called upon to do difficult things. That is our duty, and I will understand and accept it. There's no alternative. However, I have decided to write you because something is happening which is simply unacceptable. I am well aware that there's someone among us who devotes too much attention to the younger female patients who are confused. The serious nature of this fact has compelled me to write to you. I am certain of your indignation and of the measures you will adopt to solve the problem. Please accept my warmest regards and respect. I like how they put that. I mean, I don't. Needs more ambient music. Also looks like there's something in that corner right there. See that? I don't think there's any way to get there. Are you getting caught up? You must get caught up. I have to admit, I'm an anime fan, but Dragon Ball is a series I've pretty much not watched at all. I mean, I'm familiar with it, sorta. I mean, I know what it is, but it's probably just because of my age, you know. Too old with that, but I totally love anime. So is that they're still putting out new Dragon Balls? I did not know that. There's like a serious number of episodes of that, aren't there? What was that? Did you hear that? Do we want to check every room? Alright. Let me rephrase that. Do we need to check every room? Definitely don't want to check every room. I'm missing out. If only there were more hours in the day.
She stayed with Renee during those terrible medical examinations, and that gave her the strength to survive.
Oh, so there was a big... I thought it had gone... So how long ago did they bring it back? How many years has it been back? Have you ever seen the anime series Mushishi? There's 2 seasons of it. First season's better in my opinion, but it's pretty amazing stuff. The Mushi Master, Mushishi. Alright, let's just go forward. Screw you. This is definitely the... Oh, see, we could just... Then we'd miss a really important backstory like this. With no context. Brothers provided a generous donation to this institution in order to find a more suitable accommodation for her daughter. Excuse me. Things sure were pretty messed up back in the day. Wait, this is the entrance. How do we...
They went to the gynecology ward on the upper floor.
Thank you. Game. Disembodied voice of... Is that Renee? Right? I guess that's Renee. Is that whose diary I can... How are you bringing that up? Oh, we have new... Renee's diary. Charlotte. Started back in 2015. Okay. It's been a couple years now.
Did not disturb me. I was able to talk to her.
It started in the... But like in the late 80s, I think.
At least until I was in grade 2.
I don't know. That just would have been... There's like a lot like, you know, in high school and college.
And if I had to say
my early 20s, you know, where you just didn't have time. I have like a black hole of pop culture around that time period because I just had no time to watch TV or do anything. The busy years. I really like the artwork. I want to rewatch that. I guess we can rewatch them if we click on it.
Mummy took good care of Charlotte. She tucked her in, hugged her, gave her cuddles and kisses. She was very affectionate.
Put it on the bucket list.
Nothing bad happened to Charlotte, and that surprised me. I didn't understand. At first, I was quite scared. I was afraid that she wanted to hurt me. I lived in constant fear that Mom would abandon her.
Let's rewatch this one. I don't want to rewatch the third one though. That was like
They
super
said
depressing.
They were taking me to a place where the fear would go away, where I would get better. I stopped living in there. They dragged me away and stripped off all
Don't
my
watch
clothes,
GT, okay?
everything.
Not that this isn't depressing.
I
too.
tried to explain what was going on in my head. They tied me to
It's
the
all
bed
so dark.
for days. I was alone with my nightmares. It wasn't fear anymore. It was madness.
Space madness.
And when you're mad, you cease to exist.
Alright. We're looking for gynecology. Your map. 4. So that's in front of me on the right? Or over here? Alright, it's in the queue. If we go back to the music, is it? Oh, it is on right now, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Here's a diagram of lady parts. You know, you'd hope you'd already know. You'd be like, hold on a second. I need to consult my book before we proceed. Let me refresh my memory. Alright, what am I looking for in here? Oh, turn pages. Okay. Mm-hmm.
August 21st, 1938. Confidential. Dear A, I know what you think about these things, so I'm referring a patient to you, Renee T. This wretched girl got out of control and caused trouble in the grounds. She's almost 3 months pregnant. The nurses should be more alert. I'm examining the girl on the 28th. I'll handle things very carefully, don't worry. We don't want to make matters worse. Then they said that Renee was crazy, and that the illness was all in her head. Careful, little girl, careful. I was scared, and I didn't talk to anyone about the illness. Only her. Not even the other doctor. He never touched Renee. He just wrote things down. You can tell me everything. Don't be afraid, he said. Everything's going to be fine. Do you want to know what I'm writing? I note down what I observe in you, everything I see. He didn't hate Renee. He tried to help her, but he rarely examined her in those small surgeries.
So we're supposed to lower this. Or not?
The doctor who wrote things down was in Surgery C.
Okay, I think I need to start referring to the experience. It says, yeah, at the end. I keep saying that, I just keep missing it.
March 12th, 1938. Renee T., 16 years old. Menstruation at age 12. Housewife. Father unknown. Mother a seamstress. Admitted in observation yesterday morning from Pontedera, accompanied by a police officer authorized by the examining magistrate of the Court of Pisa to be admitted for a psychiatric evaluation, which I have carried out. Medical certificate. Mental illness preceded by warning signs. Has suffered from depression for a year, believing she had tuberculosis. Food deprivation. We can't read this document. It is forbidden. We mustn't. If they find out, there will be trouble.
Alright, we got 3 choices. It talks about Renee. It talks about you, so we have to read it. Don't be scared. Nothing will happen to you. That's true. We should not read it. Let's go with choice A. Talk about Renee. We must read it.
Have you ever wondered who you are? Yes, of course you've wondered.
A relative? Maybe your child? Don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm here for you. I guess we'll go choice A. A relative, maybe your child? What? That's wrong choice?
I
What
never
does that
had
mean?
children. I don't think. Let's read it. I must understand. I must remember.
Go on. Go
She is
on.
frightened, hears noises and ghosts, presents serious signs of anxiety psychosis, suffers from hallucinations. She is anxious, confused, her expression is distressed, a questioning look as if terrified, disoriented. She feels confused, hears voices shouting in her head. She doesn't understand things properly. She has been feeling unwell for 2 or 3 months. When questioned, she replies, "My mother wants to hurt me. I am always scared of her. She chases me." "Why are you here?" "I argued with my mother and was so upset that I felt like my head was spinning. There was a woman there who wanted to force me into a life of prostitution. They wanted to condemn me to be burned at the stake. Children whispered, called my name." March 16th. She couldn't sleep last night. They wanted to condemn her to be burned at the stake. April 4th. Transferred to the calm ward, still under my supervision. Yes, that's true. The ward where Amara was. Yes, the stake. The children wanted to burn Renee. She had to pay for what she'd done, like witches at the stake.
What had she done? They were just hallucinations? What had you done to deserve to be punished?
April 21st.
I wonder what the meaning of those are.
She's more
It's
awake
like
this
self
morning and
versus
is
group?
responding to questions, complains of headaches. She became agitated when she found out her mother was there. She says that one day, many years earlier, she was with a friend of hers and met a man who made her get into a car and took her for a ride. He made her smoke cigarettes and drink liquor, and the man showed her certain things. He tried to hurt her and made her go crazy. She says he promised to marry her and made her swear to keep what had happened a secret. These facts were essentially confirmed by her mother. After that, she became arrogant, impatient, and hostile towards her family, especially her mother. She started taking off her clothes in public. Her moods would swing from laughter to tears. She rants. She pleasures herself. I can't remember these things, only the guilt, the stake. I know I deserved to pay for that guilt. I knew it even then.
Let's go. Everything will become clear, I guess.
Amara.
It is
she was
creepy.
good. Let's look for her. What else can we do?
Go on. Don't want to read all that. It's too much. Too much. Too much. Actually, it's just details we've already covered. Even if we assume Renee's story is a true account of what happened to her, it would never have appeared in the press. It still says surgery C. Why does it even let you interact with that stuff if you can't do anything? fluido di Grindelia. So what is estrato fluido di fluid extract of Grindelia? What is Grindelia? I want to make a call. Somebody get me a doctor.
The grounds at the back of the hospital, and then down to the kitchens.
How was I supposed to know that? So that should be added to the experience now. Yeah. I wonder if I would have naturally triggered it just walking around like before I discovered that button. Don't call it being a hint. Like the grounds back of the hospital. Then down to the kitchens. I have to go to the front. Can I got this door now? And at the hallway we tried to go down, it just went on and on and on forever. It's at the end of this hallway now. Let's just go out the front door. Where am I? Where am I? Wait, we can't get out now? That's how we got in. Grounds at the back of the hospital, and then down to the kitchen. How do I get outside? Locked. Locked. Maybe one of these windows will be without bars? Oh, look at that. Or maybe there'll be a door.
This is the road we used to take. If it weren't for her, in the grounds on that bench in spring, so many days. It was an escape, watching nature around us as she talked and smiled. And then there were the kitchens. Sometimes we stole food and ran back to the bench to eat it in secret, and we laughed.
Did you see her like moving in? Oh, I thought so.
To me. Sometimes she touched me. In the shower, I felt her body against mine for the first time.
Oh my.
It was a shiver that warmed my soul. Eyes closed, the light slipped away. She
Found
wasn't
the
in the
kitchen.
system. He wouldn't let her in. That's it. She must be the key to my memories, to the reasons why.
I guess
Nature
down
helped
that
me
way.
to forget, to escape from the system.
Around over here first. The scent of spring. The land of light was far away, and we spent the days chatting on the stone benches. Is this really where we want to be? Or is this game simply exploiting my compulsion to explore everywhere? So we go that way, but we can actually go through here. To nowhere. Oh look, something down on that bench. Do it. Is it really dead in here though? Excuse me. Scent of spring. The land of light was far away, and we spent the days chatting on the stone benches. Okay. Should indicate somehow like which chapter is new. Wait, was there?
I remember the doctor, the wall filthy with blood and vomit. My mother
Ooh.
wasn't looking at me. Bruna was crying but trying to hide it. Charlotte was beside me. I never told anyone what had happened. He came to visit me, but I refused to see him. I became agitated. I think he liked me, even though things turned out badly. In that period, I began to suffer from memory loss. The few things I learned didn't please me at all. He told me that I was looking for him. It was all my fault. Bruna told me that sometimes I got drunk. People in the village gossiped about me. Sometimes I was covered in black and blue marks. I
Okay, so let's go to the beginning. What if we didn't realize there was... We have to wait for it to load up.
My memory of those years is hazy. Between the age of about 7 and 10, my memories are disconnected, and I couldn't say how many times and how frequently the light used to come. My mother gave me a doll around that time. Charlotte. Thinking back to it makes me want to laugh. But at the beginning, I remembered that I was afraid of her. I thought she wanted to harm me, to kill me and take my place. But when the light came, she would stay beside me, and her presence did not disturb me. I was able to talk to her, and so she became my best friend. At least until I was in grade 2, when everything changed. She didn't laugh at me, and if I had to say something to my mother, I asked her to say it. When things inside me turned bad, she was the only one I could turn to. Now all of this makes me blush, but Charlotte was a real friend to me. I knew that she was just a
She
doll.
doesn't
I wasn't
look very
stupid,
friendly.
but at the same time, she was real too. I don't know how to explain it. It's difficult. My mother would cuddle her and tell her things. I guess she was trying to communicate with me. But back then, I was too afraid to understand it. He told me about Bruna's father and brother, but I was already very ill. The light had returned, and that thing made me suffer even more. It was my world, and it was crumbling. When I spoke to Bruna about it, she turned her head away and was silent for a long time. He felt accused, hurt. I chased him away. I insulted him. He was proud, handsome. He said things about me to other people, which he shouldn't have said. Mother caught me coming home drunk. She beat me and sent me to speak to Don Gino every day. He came back and tried to speak to me. I think he liked me. Sometimes I sent him packing and I started shouting at him, but other times I embraced him. I held him tight and loved him. But he couldn't bind himself to me. I was 16 and ill. I had no future. I didn't get out of bed for weeks. Then I did things I was ashamed of. I slept with men. The guilt tore at my soul, and the light came back to torture me. I invented stories to justify my actions. I couldn't bear my own weight. Mom found out about it. Her voice split my head. I pushed her away because I was afraid of dying, and I shouted to the whole world what was happening to me, and that I didn't understand. The police arrived, and they carted me away. I remember the onlookers shaking their heads. They would be better off without me, cleansed of shame, with something to talk about for a while.
So I wonder what those things down below mean, though. I still don't... Like, the choices I've made on someone... On, like, the dialogue choices will trigger those, but I don't understand what they mean. But maybe... Oh, I guess it means... Okay. Well, when they popped, I guess it means you get one of the things that's above it. But when it was happening... This still doesn't make sense. It's weird. It seemed as though it was a byproduct of my choice. Alright, so weren't we looking for the kitchen? I don't think this looks like the way to the kitchen.
Let's look for Amara in the kitchens in the basement of the building, behind the greenhouse.
Do I have to go all the way around? Maybe? Ranger, how's it going? Nice of you to drop by. Kitchen? We found it.
Come on. Come on, let's look everywhere. She must be here, I'm certain.
I don't want to find her. Whoa. Freaker. Those are some serious cooking vats.
Keep looking. We mustn't give up.
Gruel for everyone. Alright, before we go out there, we'll look around here.
Where could she be? We've got to talk to her. Everything will be all right. But being here now, I don't like it. Come on, let's look for her, quickly.
Who am I looking for?
We can't stay in here too long. They'll find us.
Alright, I'm leaving.
When they found us. Come on, hurry. We've got to find her quickly.
Try. Okay.
We've got to get out of here. They'll find us.
Oh my God,
But
calm
not
down.
now. Not yet. Amara's not here. Maybe she's in the showers. We can find her there. The water was often cold. When it was cold, we ran away. But when it was hot, then she came to Renee under that cruel white light. I can still feel the shivers her body gave me. Everything must return to how it was. If we recreate that magic, she'll come to us.
Okay. So what, we need warm water in the showers? Is that what we're up to? That's not creepy at all. Okay. That? No, switching that. Where's the switch? Oh, ×2. Gotta do both of these. Did we do it in the wrong order, though? Did we break it? Oh, there we go. Do everything again? It's already done. Have we ruined the order? Okay, cool. I was like, please tell me we didn't screw it up. Alright, we have heat. God, we're gonna have hot water in the showers. Joy. So where are the showers now?
We have to turn the water on in the showers and switch the boiler on. All the plumbing systems were in the kitchen area.
So there was a bathroom. Was that it? Looked like there was a men's room over here. Yeah, that's a men's room, right? Urinals there. Alright, what are we missing back here? Kitchens? Just gonna turn everything. Laundry. Ward baths.
Now everything is ready. We can go to the bathrooms. We can go along that narrow corridor in the kitchens. We'll meet her in the showers, yes.
To the showers! How exciting! Did they really have to put it at the end of like a creepy narrow corridor? We don't know why the girls don't like to take showers. We placed everything at the end of a creepy narrow corridor, some creepy stairs. Alright, if I remember right there. Oh yeah, let's do it this way. Yeah, this is new. Just resist temptation to go in all these rooms. But what if there's something to find?
Everything's ready. Let's get undressed and
That
leave our
kinda
clothes on the hooks
startles
in the
me.
changing rooms.
Look. Onanism. Well, I just learned one. Did not know that. A list of female deviant conduct whose treatment requires special severity. Oh my goodness. Refusal of conjugal duties, adultery. It's so whack. We've come a long way. How do we get in here? Went that way, right? Do we need to do something? What did that say? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Creepy rooms. Aurora, good evening. Happy Friday. How are you? Welcome to the creepiest game ever. Creepy in, like, real world ways. It's a really interesting story, though, so far. It's just not a happy story, that's for sure. Now what? Found the picture. Munching on pizza? Yum. I had some earlier. My Friday treat. First time playing? Yeah. Do you know this game? It's very much just a story-driven walking simulator. So... Oh, look, that other thing I clicked on is gone. Alright. Experience. We'll have to turn the water on. Did. Now everything is ready. We can go into the bathrooms. Did. We go on. Everything's ready. Let's get undressed and leave our clothes on the hooks in the changing rooms. Oh my. I missed that part. I wish it would, like, it go to, or at least blink the new chapter that you unlock, so you can just go right to it.
He told me about Bruna's father and brother.
I think this was
but
the
I was
new one.
already very ill. The light had returned.
It's an Italian insane asylum, or you're revisiting the location of it. But so this is the story of this girl who was a patient here. It's based on a true story, apparently. And so you're going around and finding her memories and unlocking the story. And so it just sort of seems like a rather common story of somebody who who didn't deserve or need to be in a place like this, and how awful of a place it was. So it was like at the time of, like, the early 20th century, probably around the time of the fascist control, because actually there's some memorabilia on the wall, so it's like, I should have paid attention. I think it gave me the exact year at the beginning, but I want to say it's the 30s. Like, it's just before World War II, I think, when the events occurred. And so it's really cool art and a really good psychological thriller story, but it's dark. It's not happy stuff, you know. But it's really cool so far. It looks amazing. So it's basically just explore around and find the memories. You're just unlocking the story, I guess. You're unlocking her journal, and there's a few points, though, where you're presented with questions, you know, choices that matter type things, apparently. So there's an ending, I believe, that is affected by choices that you make. That's about all I know. What am I looking for? Oh, we need to go into the shower and take our clothes off. Forgot about that.
Let's turn the water on now, and everything will be as before.
Right, how do you turn the water on? Where's the, Oh, wait. Some crazy plumbing they got here. Oh my. Just standing around waiting for your turn. I'm next for a scrubbing. Uh-oh. This is the naughty room.
Amara was the only thing Renee had. They separated them. Renee went to the slightly agitated ward. The one
Slightly agitated ward? Is that the actual... It's like a very literal translation, I think, of the original, probably.
Those injections were a torture, the just punishment for what I was doing. And what about her? Who knows where Amara was? They had taken me upstairs into the ward where no one wanted to go.
Is that the formal name for it? On the door it says, ward where no one wanted to go. It's gonna be some sort of electroshock therapy, probably. It's upstairs, right? That's surgery. That was gynecology. It's creepy when the controller buzzes.
When there was too much chaos, they closed all the windows and the door. They turned off the lights, and it was pitch black. Some people fell asleep. Some others stopped seeing their demons and became more calm.
like the look of this.
Montefoscolo, December 20th, 1941.
1941.
Dear Director, could you please let me know how my daughter, your patient Renee T, is getting along? I've written to my daughter several times, but have received no reply. I'm very worried, particularly as I've been ill for some time and have not been well enough to come and visit her. Please kindly let me know when it will be possible for me to bring my daughter home. Your humble servant, Ada T. Bring this letter to the attention of Dr. C so he can assess the potential discharge of the patient.
Yeah, it's a little late. He screwed up by sending her here. She was an unruly teenager. It's part of the backstory you got, you know. She had sex with boys and she drank alcohol. Pretty scary to think of the reasons for which people would be sent to these places. Both misguided and outright malicious.
Let's look for Renee's room in the slightly agitated ward.
Surely somebody could have said, you know, when you translate that, it doesn't sound quite right. Like, what do you think it would probably really be? What is the slightly agitated ward? Renee's room is slightly agitated. So we gotta check these doors. One of these we've already gone into. Alright. It's not down here, I don't think. Locked. Partially agitated women. Partially. I assume that's the same as the slightly agitated. Alright. I have a feeling we're supposed to find what we're looking for down that way, but let's just see what these others are. That's surgery, right? Yeah. That's locked. What are we missing? So what was this? Definitely not her room. There is no such thing as partially agitated? Is it like, yeah, something's unique or not unique? Something is agitated or not agitated? You can't be partially... What are we looking for?
Let's close the window shutters, the door, and switch off all the lights.
How was I supposed to know that? Whoa. Was that there all along? That's creepy as hell. That's really creepy. Like, I don't even want to be in the room with it.
They put a straitjacket on you.
Hey, hard hit, how's it going?
They gave you a cold shower. They
Nurse
suffocated
Ratchet.
you with a sheet.
What? That's not very nice.
They tied you to the bed. They tied me to the bed.
And they prayed for you. Please, Lord,
A woman died.
tell this
next
girl
to
to
me,
stop touching
choked
herself.
by her own vomit.
Ooh.
She was tied down because she wouldn't stop pleasuring herself. I can still hear her death rattle. I screamed, but nobody came. Everybody screamed in there, all of them. It was then I saw the doll, which wasn't Charlotte. No, she wasn't Charlotte.
Where's Charlotte? Whoa.
The past was like the present. That doll, that man, the shame. Renee was increasingly divorced from reality. How will I ever find out what really happened? How will I ever find Amara again if I can't even find myself?
I'm doing good, thank you, except I'm freaked out, like, by this story a little bit, sorry. You can't be partially agitated. Well, now I'm locked in. But I want out here. The shutters are open, but I closed them. Let me out. Oh, what's this? Where'd that come from?
Montefoscoli, November 12th, 1939. My dear daughter, it is with great sadness that I heard what happened. Your transfer and your sufferings are a cause of great worry for me. It will take time, but you'll see, things will improve. They'll treat you and you'll get better again. I pray a lot, every day. Write to me often and tell me if you need anything. I promise I'll do what I can. Try to be strong. Mom.
P.S. Please stop touching yourself.
This is the last letter she wrote to me. Once I was put into this ward, I was overwhelmed by loneliness. After that medical examination, I received no more letters from Mom.
It's like some Donnie Darko
Why is that
shit.
man here? Why doesn't she come to see me? Did I make a mistake? It didn't seem like she wanted to abandon me. What did I do wrong? I'd like to be able to reply to her again now, to change things.
Please. Wait, what are my choices here? This is weird. 4 choices. Please, I beg you, get me out of this place. It frightens me so much. They've taken everything away from me. Everything. Hurt me really badly. I'm so alone. Nobody knows about me. It's as if I didn't exist. Do we want to go with the first choice? I don't know. I wish I knew what the consequences of these choices were. Because I want the one that gives me the coolest and creepiest. Like this one, does it just like, all right, we'll get you out of here? Like, is that choice going to deny me something? Whatever this is. You, my friend, you were right. I know I was wrong. I realize now I'm so ashamed. If only you knew how much. No. You, my friend, help me do something. I have a fear which I cannot understand. I'm completely confused. I can't keep on living like this without any reason. I can't even cry to you. They're all such happy choices. I don't know. More choices. Alright. I did not want to die. They hate me, he hates me, he wants to kill me, nobody understands. But now I'll believe for sure, now things will be fine, I'll work hard, I'll be very good. Don't succumb. I don't know what's happening to me, sometimes I don't even know where I am.
Perhaps she would have listened to me. Will she reply?
Whoa, I got a letter in my hand. What's going on here? Is there a mailbox?
The letters were sent to the archive. It was their job to post them.
To the archive. Oh, wait, we got more stuff here, yeah. I don't remember seeing the archive. It's gotta be downstairs. Downstairs. Been that way. Is this the archive? Looks like an archive. Actually, let's look at the map. Oh. Admissions, waiting room, stairs. What's 3? That's unlabeled. Is that the archive? Because archive is not in the list, and that is the room I was just in that I thought looked like the archive. Diagnosis: early dementia. Is this the archive? Sure does look like the archive, right? And the only thing it's telling me, the letters were sent to the archive. It was their job to post them. Okay, so I feel like I'm supposed to come here and mail something, right? Do you see a mailbox? Like, this kind of feels like what does that say? Oh, wait, admissions. It's not the archive. Admission. Wait, there's two things labeled refectory. What is refectory? What the hell is that? 9 and 10. Opposite ends of this hallway. Toilets, nurse's room, grounds park, observation, tranquil, visitors, conference, waiting room. Oh wait, this is the map for the ground floor. We need to go upstairs. I bet. Is there a map? There we go. What is 10? It's unlabeled. Stairs, surgeries, surgical, gynecology, radiology, semi-agitated. Surgeries, inpatients, eye clinic, unlabeled, laundry, patient storeroom and archive, 12. The end. This hall.
When you were sent to a lunatic asylum, you lost the right to possess anything. Everything you arrived with was packed up and stored here, even the clothes you were wearing, in case you were released one day, but far too many never left.
Alright, so I assume we need to go in that file cabinet where all the letters are popping up there. Find her stuff. So she's Renee T. So I guess we want T. Alright. There was some interaction popping up over here, though. Correspondence? Wait. Not here much? Alright. Oh, wrong letters. Ooh.
There must be a file with my name in the filing cabinet somewhere.
Did say correspondence, but it didn't do anything. But now she just said, what'd she say?
There must be a file with my name in the filing cabinet somewhere.
Alright. T. What is LM RST. There we go.
Dear Mother, please, I beg you, get me out of this place. I'm so frightened here. You were right. I know I was wrong. I understand. I'm so ashamed.
It does seem like you're supposed to do
If
something
only
with
you
them. Like,
knew how
why put them
much.
there and label them like that?
But now I'll behave myself, I promise. Now things will be fine. I'll work hard. I'll be very good. Your daughter, Renee.
Not fulfilled.
This letter. It was Renee's letter. Just as she wrote it back then.
Good night,
But it
hard
was
hit.
never sent. Why? Why did this happen? I received your letter, Mom. You tell me to be patient and strong, while I only feel fear and pain. And you don't write to me anymore. If only these words could be my soul, I'd tell you what was happening to me. The kids want to kill me. They all look the other way and tell me what to do. I don't understand. She helps me, but what have they done to her? Can you tell me? Will you help me? Renee.
Not fulfilled.
Montefoscoli, July 7th, 1940. My dear daughter, I have received no news from you. You have not contacted me in months. I'm sorry, but I don't have the money to come and visit you. Do you remember Mr. Onofrio? He'll soon be in Volterra for business. I've asked him if he would be kind enough to ask the director for some news about you. I hope he'll bring me some good news when he returns. But please write to me. I know that I was strict with you. You have to forgive me. I didn't think. I've given Mr. Onofrio a new doll for you. You told me that you lost yours, and I know you loved it so much. It's not as nice as your Charlotte, but I hope that it will comfort you nonetheless. Keep your chin up, darling. Everything will be fine, you'll see. Mom.
Not delivered. Common theme.
Montefoscoli, October 12th, 1940.
So they just
My
confiscate
dear
all
daughter,
your letters and hold
I've
on
written
to them.
2 letters to you and have received no reply. Every day, I'm anxiously waiting for a letter. Mr. Onofrio's back. He brought you the doll. Do you like it? He told me he was unable to speak to the director, but managed
Wonder
to
if
see
these
you.
letters are real.
I pray for you every day. Even Don Gino said a prayer for you during Sunday Mass. Isn't that nice?
Kind of curious
I've
to
made
get
up
at the
my mind,
backstory
Renee.
of this whole
I'm
project.
bringing you home. I've already written to the director.
But they
I
clearly
told him
stated
that
at the
I'll take
beginning
care
that
of
it's
you.
based on real events
I'm not
and
very
names
well
have
at the
been
moment and
changed.
can't work, but I'll get
But they're
better
calling her
soon,
like
you'll
Renee
see.
T, so it makes it almost seem
And
like
as soon as I can make the journey, I'll
first
come and
name
fetch
is
you.
accurate, possibly.
I know you're suffering a lot, but please be strong. I beg you. Mom will come to fetch Renee, won't she? Mom is good, but she's not well. That's why that man came. The doll. Renee could have played with it while she was waiting for her to arrive, but Renee didn't have it with her. Is it one of Mom's lies? She knew that she'd hurt Renee and... No, Mommy's good. That man brought it. We've just remembered who he is, haven't we? It was Renee who was wrong. The doll's here. I know that for sure. Perhaps she's been abducted like all the others and is locked up here somewhere. Let's look for the second doll. It'll be among the bundles of the patient's belongings.
Nope. Can we not climb it? We're just moving it out of the way. What was that? Apparently he wants me to look up there. First, I'm gonna look at everything else. Okay, does it now mean we can use the ladder? It would seem as though we need to. Ah, there we go.
Now we can open the bundle on that table in front of the window.
No, I clicked on the doll, not the shoes. But they're like, you're a girl. You want to look at the shoes first.
You see? Mom was good. I was bad. Mom was worried about Renee and Charlotte. I abandoned Charlotte. We've abandoned her.
Did we put her in a chair? And she's warm now. St. Christopher? Is that what that is? That looks female. That's not St. Christopher. Who is that?
May the Lord guide your path and
Madonna?
keep you from sin. Mom.
Oh my god, look at all the swords stabbing her right in the heart. We're a strange species, are we not? Alright. Now what? We got our dolly. May the Lord guide your path and keep you from sin. Oh. That's our hint. Okay. We examined everything? The dolls again. We got the doll, the necklace, 3 photographs, shoes, and I can't actually look at the clothes. It's not giving me any more hints though. Let's see what it tells us.
Let's look for
walk
Charlotte.
around.
We have abandoned her.
Okay.
Will she still be where we abandoned her? Under the warm lights?
I hope so. Where was that? It was down here. That dude, this totally gave me a chill, dude. You're creepy. Wasn't expecting that.
I didn't do anything. I just obeyed orders. I only obeyed orders. Charlotte's gone away. Mom will come and get us. She loves us, even though we're orders. Won't leave us alone. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us now. I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders, even though we're bad. Mom won't leave us alone. I didn't do anything. Charlotte gone away. I only obeyed orders. Mom will come and get us now. She loves us, even though we're bad.
I didn't do anything. I only obeyed orders.
Hey, Taylor Finn, how's it going? Thanks for saying hi. Welcome to one creepy as hell game. And what makes it special creepy is it's true. I'm doing good, thank you. Enjoying some cool Freaky Friday story time and art. Oh my god. These were the people who were trying to help her. Like, these are the good guys. Imagine how bad the bad guys were. What's going on? Let me out. What am I supposed to look at here? Oh, I'm just waiting for bad things to happen. No. You don't need to do that. No. 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 Now what?
What was that doctor writing, sitting at his desk?
Thank you. I have to say, this game has actually been pretty good about like directing you towards stuff. Like, I haven't wasted a whole lot of time that wasn't of my own choosing for the most part. Of like, where do I go? What do I do? I actually like that. I wish more games were better able to do that. When there are games of this nature,
September 7th,
you know, where you kind of
1938.
lose the immersion if you're
The patient
lost.
frequently indulges in recriminations
Keep the story moving.
expressed in an explosive tone of voice. This morning she threw away the milk, saying it was full of urine, spittle, and all kinds of other filth. Crazed, she hears voices that order her to do things. She says she heard children singing and that they were locked up in a school. January 20th, 1939. Introverted, dazed, cannot focus on anything. When questioned and stimulated, she starts crying and weeping. At other times, she laughs. June 1st. Apathetic. Eats very little. She refuses to be touched. Does not respond. Spends her time in the grounds. The cooks report that she sits on a bench in front of the kitchens. October 14th. Return of impulsive behavior. This morning she asked for 2 eggs to make zabayoni, but when she got them, she
What
threw
is
them up in the air.
Zabayoni?
Excited, clamorous, slightly confused, takes her clothes off. December 8th, tied to bed for 15 days. High-spirited, tends to make witty comments and use vulgar words, laughs hysterically and pleasures herself. The nurses report that about 2 weeks ago she remained in the showers on her own and didn't want to leave. They said that when they took her away, she swore at them and then lashed out and bit them. 2 nurses had to be treated for their injuries. They've kept her tied to the bed since then. Transferred to the slightly agitated ward, from the care of Dr. B to the care of Dr. C. I was with Amara in the showers. My memories are terrifying. They're not real, are they?
Yes, they're just a figment of my imagination. What reality are we referring to? Memory is what you are, whether it's real or not. Whoa, that just blew my mind. Yes, they're just a figment of my imagination. I'm thinking that's not true. Or is it? Was Amara someone she made up? What reality are we referring to? Oh, because they said she sits there and talks to herself on the bench. Which, didn't she say earlier that she talked to Amara on the bench? So maybe that was her imaginary friend? Okay.
December 15th. Dr. C. Patient notes. The abnormality of her psychic state has induced her to lead a life which is irregular and tends towards delinquency. Of fickle and flighty character, she regularly discards her household duties and engages in occasional prostitution. Delinquency? Prostitution? Renee? It seems so strange, unreal. It can't be true. And Amara? She loved us and would tell us everything. She wouldn't hide anything from us. Her mental deficiency makes her deaf to the reprimands of her family. She has shown suicidal tendencies. She was brought to the ward yesterday, agitated and hysterical. Treated with Cardiazol, 2 injections a week for 5 weeks. The therapies removed the light for a while, but also all her will, desire, and hope.
The important thing was to keep us quiet. To a certain extent, they were trying to make you feel better. You were lost souls. The therapy was terrible and painful, but it was the only treatment that existed. I don't know that that's totally true. To a certain extent, they were trying to help make you feel better. You were lost soul.
It was torture, but we had no choice. Nobody explained anything. No one tried to help us understand. We were like farm animals.
We were too many and they were too few. It was impossible to do otherwise. They also had their nightmares within these walls. They didn't know what to do with you. You were damned, dangerous, condemned souls. Who could have taken care of you? So I think those are like introverted versus extroverted choices. I don't fully understand the meaning behind those.
The patient is very agitated today and vehemently refuses to submit to a gynecological examination. She swears and curses those helping her, flailing her arms and hitting them. According to reports by Dr. B, the patient has been subjected to periodic checkups since she had a spontaneous abortion about 2 years ago in her 3rd month of pregnancy.
Spontaneous.
Conception occurred after she had sexual intercourse with a stranger who sneaked into the hospital grounds. Details are contained in the charges filed at police headquarters in Volterra, a copy of which is attached to these clinical notes. ES therapy.
Electroshock.
A spontaneous abortion. It's not true. I can't believe it. How could I have invented things if I didn't even know what they were doing to me?
How do you have a spontaneous abortion? It really happened. They made you have an abortion, but it was illegal, so they reported it as a random incident. That's probably the truth. And I think they also lied about saying that a stranger came on the grounds because it wasn't a male nurse, like an orderly or whatever. I thought was the implication. So that was a lie to cover up as well. That's a lie. What is written here might be false or just the wrong way of looking at things. Perhaps Renee really did know. You can't be sure of it. It really happened. They made you have an abortion. It was illegal, yes. I'm choosing that.
And the stranger in the grounds. I don't remember. Was that another lie? Or was another memory removed? God, my head.
Who knows? We'll never know. There are a lot of things you don't remember. It wasn't you. Perhaps it was her, the other Renee. You know, she did those things. I don't really like any of these choices. None of them, like the first one isn't like a straight up denial, which is what I would expect it to be. It wasn't you. Perhaps it was her, the other Renee. Who knows? We'll never know.
June 13th. The nurses report that she descended into a state of great mental confusion after receiving her mother's letter. She threw her soup over another inmate because she was very anxious, and then punched a nurse. Impulsive, flails about her. She rails against the doctor in vulgar terms while he is examining her, lashes out and spits. Block all correspondence to give the patient no further reason to become agitated. August 20th, tied to bed. The nurses report that the patient is extremely agitated after the visit of a relative or family friend. 2 days later, she is still shouting all the time that he commands her, that she must obey and harm herself, and that she is not Charlotte. All visits forbidden, constrained to bed, and intensification of ES therapy until we achieve results. Calm down. You must be calm. Don't get agitated. We'll make you calm down. Is that the only thing that matters? Is tranquility worth the price of not living?
Hundreds of us, agitated, squeezed in the most inadequate of spaces. Staying calm was essential for our well-being. What alternative was there? In any case, it was a life not worth living. Certainly not, but at least that way, from outside, everything seemed more acceptable. It is tranquil. So the question is that the only thing that matters? Is tranquility worth the price of not living? That sounds apologetic. No. What alternative was there? In any case, it was a life not worth living. Certainly not, but at least that way, from outside, everything seemed more acceptable. I was going to be.
March 3rd. Alert, correct attitude, replies when questioned. The nurses report that the patient is calm. She washes and looks after herself. She affirms the existence of a certain Amara. She says that Amara is a patient who disappeared when she was moved to this ward. No confirmation. Probably a regressive hallucination. Evaluate transfer.
You think they could confirm
Did
that?
I imagine Amara? That's not possible. She was there. I know she was there. I feel it. She must have left some traces of her presence.
Alright, so we gotta find some trace. Medical records. A lot of reading. I want to read her medical records. So where do we need to look? Please tell me.
We can try to find her medical records in the archive where their letters were filed.
Wait, which floor are we on? It's down at the opposite end of this hallway, right? I've actually been, as slow as this game is, I've been wanting to get another drink for a while, and I just feel like, keep going. I must know the next part of the story. So actually, if y'all don't mind, I would like to really quickly take a real quick break, get something to drink, and I'll be right back. Enjoy these creepy posters from fascist Italy circa 1940. I'll be right back, just a minute. beverage. Aye. Salsa maggiore. What do they say? Wait, do they give me translations if I get close enough? I should translate them. Alright. Maybe now we need to go to these drawers we saw earlier. Can't get in there. Like, who's tall enough to get to look in there? Wait, alright. Close that. Close it. Close. Okay, we'll close now. Amara. A.
Amara B., aged 32, housewife, mother of 2 daughters, married to Mario B. So Amara does exist. Yet she had no children and wasn't married, but that photo, it's her. June 3rd, 1936. Admitted yesterday, showing signs of improvement. June 8th. Cheerful, calm, and tranquil. Her behavior is good and she's keeping herself clean and tidy. Discharged on June 10th. April 28th, 1937. Arrived accompanied by her husband in an anxious and nervous state. Has difficulty speaking, trembles. Discharged May 14th. March 8th, 1938. A few days before Renee was admitted, she told me that she too had been admitted only a short time previously. Arrived yesterday in a febrile state. Discharged March 14th.
Wow, she's
She didn't
in and
leave.
out.
Certainly not after a few days. No. June 22nd, 1939. Readmitted once more. The patient shows rapid improvement. Discharged July 2nd. August 1st, 1941. The latest of many admissions due to agitation. Discharged August 27th. She came and went, stayed only for short periods, but I remember she was always with me. What's going on? March 4th, 1942. Back again, the same situation. March 8th. Compared to previous admissions, the patient seems depressed even after a few days, although her demeanor is calm and she is attentive. Discharged March 25th. April 2nd. The patient is distracted and apathetic. Her husband brought her here and said, "She's not eating, doctor. She spends all her time sleeping. I'm so worried, doctor. You know her. You can help her." April 6th. Tuberculosis. Patient transferred to the Maragliano Pavilion and is in isolation. May 3rd, 1942. Death from tuberculosis at approximately 8:30 a.m. Is Amara dead? Poor dear friend, I wasn't even able to say goodbye to you. Enclosed is a manuscript written by the patient, probably in a state of delirium. I'm dying, I know it. I'm losing a lot of blood, bleeding internally too. It's strange. Since I came back in here, I can't stop thinking about that little girl with her sad eyes, her desperation. I only saw her for a short time, it's true, but she remains in my heart. Will she still be here? I hope to God not. I hope she's better and her mother's taken her home. My memories don't match up. What's the point of this? Perhaps my memory is playing tricks on me. Things are not as I remember them, as I see them. But she said she liked me. I just can't understand it. I just wanted to say goodbye to her for the last time. I never even said goodbye to her. How could a soul survive in this hell? I so want to feel things again. Pain, passion. Feel the damp tears rolling down my face. To remember that I was alive.
I guess we're looking for her grave. Too busy looking at the trees and the grass and the lighting. Like, oh yeah. Screw the game objective, I'm just taking in the environment. Does anyone else do that? Like games, like I'm a real sucker for environment. Like I'd love to be able to play every game just so I could walk around in the world that they've created. Alright. I'm probably overcomplicating this. Let's go to the other end by the car, I guess. Did that, right? Is there in shadow? No. The immersion shattered! What are we looking for? Alright, I've probably gone right past whatever it is I'm supposed to do. Oh, wait, there we go. Finally one that we can interact with.
I can't be sure it's Amara's.
Wait, could I have interacted with more of these? Oh, I
These
can.
crosses are nameless. How will we ever know who is buried here?
How did I not notice that?
There are no names here. Amara no longer exists. Maybe she never really existed, and I was already dead. Why go on living? Let's put an end to it. I want to leave a letter. I want to apologize for the suffering I have caused.
Where would you like to leave this letter? Where are we?
I always wanted to stop doing the things I used to do, but I just did it again and again. I kept on making mistakes, destroying my life and that of the people close to me. My soul was rotting in a state of sin.
What is this? It's a vegetable garden. They made the memory of the vegetable garden seem quite dark. Like, ominous. The vegetable garden. You know what kind of things happen in a vegetable garden, don't you? Vegetables are the devil's work. Do you think God would have created okra? It's the work of the devil.
My life has been one long mistake. I'm so ashamed of what I've done.
Invisible barrier. Oh, wait. Can we water? Turn on the water. But I want to water the vegetable garden.
The reception is in the entrance hall. There I'll find a pen and paper to write with.
Yeah, if I can get back, where the hell am I? Alright, so there's a path seemingly this way, but then it stopped. So... out.
I'd lost control and couldn't stop myself. A victim of rage and lust.
What does that say? Divieto di caccia.
The most obscene desires. Mom, don't come and fetch me, I beg you. I deserve to be in this place. It's my only chance. But I'm not brave enough to keep on living.
I'm getting mixed messages. Path keeps going up. What's this direction?
Not like this. Not with this shame which wears me down every accursed day.
Alright, we found the... Is this the same greenhouse? Is there more than one? Oh wait, I know where we're at. There is more than one.
Not with this anxiety which transforms everything into fear. Not like this. But I'll never change, Mom. Never. Let me die, but don't suffer for me. Forget me quickly. But maybe you've forgotten about me already. like everyone else. I thank the Lord.
What's that? What is that noise? You hear that? So we're looking for something in reception. Oh, we want to leave a note. The desk over here. We've already clicked on all this stuff.
I can't.
Not this. Is she gonna write it in blood? Please don't be the end. Not like that.
Sono belle me le tengo, Madame Adoresse, sono belle me le tengo. Ve ne domanda una, Madame Adoresse, ve ne domanda una. Che cosa ne vuol fare, Madame Adoresse, che cosa ne vuol fare? La vuole maritare, Madame Adoresse, la vuole maritare. Con chi la mariterebbe, Madame Adoresse, con chi la mariterebbe? Uno spazzacamino, Madame Adoresse, uno spazzacamino. E come la vestirebbe, Madame Adoresse, e come la vestirebbe? Di stracci e di toppe, Madame Adoresse, di stracci e di toppe. Uscite dal mio castello, Madame Adoresse, uscite dal mio castello. Quante belle figlie, Madame Adoresse, quante belle figlie. Sono belle me le tengo, Madame Adoresse, sono belle me le tengo.
So that's Mussolini, right? Right there. That's Mussolini. Who's that? That's not the, who's the Archduke of, Austria-Hungary? Is that who that is? That's Mussolini for sure, right? Hey, yeah, freaky indeed. Where's War Historian when you need him? Who are these pictures? Tell me. Franz Ferdinand or something? Is that who? Like, who was the Archduke? And then the one that was assassinated? It triggered World War One? No, this is later. I have no clue who that is. Was there a king? There was a king of Italy at that time, wasn't there? I think they said something about a king at the beginning of the game. Was there a king? There wasn't a king. Who would have been the lead? For the Lucky Sif. Of Austria, that's who that picture was? Well, how about them apples? Did I actually get it right? I identified both of them? freaky. Oh. Oops. Totally getting a chill. I don't know why this is creeping me out. Don't touch me! No touching! You're violating my personal space. Let me go. I feel uncomfortable.
We learn so many things in school, and so we have to attend. How would we get on if we didn't? I do a lot of bad things. I don't tell anyone, but Mom knows just the same.
Is it 1 of 17, 2 of 17? Oh, so there's 17 drawings I can find in here, seemingly. It's like a creepy maze.
Don Gino knows everything. He speaks to God and he tells him lots of
Don
things.
Gino.
A cat goes into my mouth and eats me from inside. At least you can't see what's happening.
Ooh. That was an inventive, awful thing. So we went up this way and we turned this way, right? Isn't that what we just did? I think. I think we covered everything in that direction. Alright. Since we started left turns, we'll just keep making left turns.
A blackbird's eating my head. That's why it hurts so much.
It would probably hurt.
My baby Charlotte is so beautiful, and she's so good. But Renee isn't.
I have no idea where I'm at in relation to the entrance right now. Alright, we're gonna keep making left turns though. We have to just stick with the direction.
I'm not like the others, Mom. Why not?
You're special. You're one of heaven's little angels. Oh, we're back at the entrance. How did that happen? Emma made all the lefts, so we went left. I don't know if there are any more choices though. This is gonna be hard as hell to find every one of these paintings in here without roaming forever. I've already been this way. It's over, I think. We can go this way. We'll go this way.
Mr. Onofrio is very kind and helps us. If he's not here, I have good reason to be afraid.
Didn't we go that way? Come out over here? Alright, we'll just do right turns, I guess.
When I was small, I never used to eat. Poor mother.
Alright, we're over the hump.
Mr. Onofrio is so nice. I'm bad because I'm not kind. Mr. Onofrio helps Mom. How would we manage if he didn't?
I think we're diving a little deeper into the story here. Is this the person who abused her?
Mom always has to work because it's so cold in winter.
Should we go down? Let's go down. Down, but up. Oh, where are we? Crap. We just went down that way, didn't we? We just came up right here.
When I was little, I never used to sleep. Poor Mom.
Poor Mom. 4 more. Alright, what's this way? Uh-oh. These last ones are gonna be tough, I know it. Just went the circle. Alright, so what's this? Oh crap, this is gonna be hard. Wait, this feels different. It's giving me a chill. Wait, so did we find this without finding all of the thingies? Help. I'm actually turning. I'm totally lost right now. Help.
What's
Okay.
happened?
I was like, I'm confused. I don't know what
What is
happened.
this place? Maybe I'm dead. I can't see any light. Maybe I am dead. I can't get up. What's going on? What's happening to me?
But there's an
There's no
achievement
one
for
here,
finding all of those
but
before you find that exit.
These noises. God, my head is killing me. I can't keep my eyes open.
I'll be better. I'll be a good girl. I feel happy. Where are you taking me? It's an unsettling point of view. Like, I can't look up any further than that. Where are you taking me?
May 4th, 1942. The patient had previously expressed suicidal feelings, but never acted on them. Yesterday, she injured herself badly, stabbing herself in the stomach with sharp-pointed scissors. Sedated, restrained, and transferred to an isolation cell. May 10th, transferred to the agitated
Is that a
ward
potty
for
hole?
observation. Isolation, insulin, and shock therapy.
Gross.
September 25th. Positive response to treatment. She replies to questions and remembers what happened, but doesn't want to give explanations. She claims to have memory lapses, entire days about which she remembers nothing. She appears to be anxious and seeks reassurance. She fears she has done monstrous things in the blank periods for which she has no memory.
Alright, I was afraid to go outside because I didn't want to truncate that by triggering some other dialogue. Now what? I want to Oompa Loompa now. Looks like we only have one. This will open. Nada. No hay nada aquí. Wait, so are we in the same building, but it's even older?
November 11th, 1942. The patient speaks very little, refuses food, force-fed with a nasal cannula. February 2nd, 1943. The lack of kerosene for heating and the food shortage is claiming many victims in the institution. War spares nobody, not even these alienated creatures. Despite her young age, this patient has fallen ill owing to the cold and malnutrition.
Nobody laughs in here. I mean, really laughs. Not those crazy fools who laugh because people say they're mad. I don't know why they laugh out loud. They say I'm mad too, but I never feel like laughing. People used to laugh at me, but they were right, you know? You can't always cry and people laugh when they're afraid, don't they? It happened to you, not to me. It's better that way. They do that to show they're lucky. You mustn't take offense because it's true. And deep down, it's just like pity, if you see what I mean. But then you think about your own situation, and you laugh because you feel lucky that everything's gonna get better, that it's all shit. It's all shit, this place. You're not trying to tell me it's not true, are you? An intelligent person, educated, not like me. And if I can see it's a load of shit, just imagine how much better you understand it. No, come on. No. I feel fine here, you know? After all, I can do and say anything I want.
It's not shit. Does it have to go all the way? It's actually spooling onto that one. Can I listen to this one? Listen to this one. I think it's still going. There it goes. Okay. I want to listen to the other one. I don't know if I can. Renee T. Not getting any interaction. Oh, maybe it didn't matter which one you picked up. You just got the one. Apparently. Nope, apparently so. Just making sure. Alright. Okay. That doesn't feel right though. I feel like I'm missing something. Whoa. Freaky. Was not expecting that. Projector. I want to see the projector, but I feel like we're supposed to answer the phone first. Please don't cheat me out of content. Yeah, that's some dark shit. See here, the sin is located right here in the frontal lobe. If we could just stick this sharp, pointy stick in there, we could remove all the sin. Movie time. Here we see our star patient with Nurse Cratchit. That's it. I was expecting her to, like, it was gonna be like when she stabbed herself or something awful. Yeah, so we're in the same building again, aren't we? But it's... That's weird. Like, when are we? For a second I was thinking, like, oh, this would be after the war, but, I mean, the state of the building as we saw it originally, that had to have been, well, later than the original timeline of, like, 1940. 42 is the latest date I think I've seen. Not totally sure. I don't know where I would get time to replay this, but I kind of want, now that I have a better understanding of everything that's going on, it makes me, like, more interested in the things at the beginning that I just kind of went whizzing past because I had no context. Okay, is there another doorway? Can't pick that up. More interaction with that. I'm not missing anything in these tubs. It's not giving me any clues. Like, ever since we went into this... I haven't... Oh, wait. No. Alright, there's gotta be something in here, right? That door is locked. Presumably, it'll unlock as soon as we complete something in here. Oh, wait.
August 28th, 1942. We hereby notify you of the death of Ada T, mother of Renee T, a patient in your institution. No known relative. Sincerely yours, Onofrio P.
Now
I
we
have
can.
no one left in the world. Nobody at all. Solitude is very strange. It muffles everything, slows it down. It's an endless scream that makes no sound. A silent scream. I can't stop looking at myself. I will never leave this place. There is nobody up there for me. These walls have become my skin, and the wretched desperation within them is my soul without a voice. Here, nobody weeps anymore. How I would love to feel life, desperation, anger. I've stopped dreaming, daydreaming, maybe even thinking. I've lived in a reality which has corroded me and has stripped me of everything, even my ability to feel pain.
Well, moving faster now. That's weird. That's the fastest. What would be the thing? She doesn't feel pain anymore, so now she can walk faster? I'm moving like I'm hauling ass right now by comparison. It's like a sprint. Before we do that, what's going on here? Nada. Whoa. You see that little glitch there? It's like, we're sinking into another dimension. Oh wait, we're by the entrance, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. This is weird. It all looks... This isn't the same. That's like the records, admissions. It looks different. Like the architecture is different. There's some similarities, but it's different. All the stuff is bricked up. This is weird. Like we're in, it can't be the same entrance. We're in a different entrance. Remodeled, maybe? I don't know. It's weird, or it's like it feels familiar, but it's like this courtyard doesn't look familiar. What's going on here? It's weird. I feel slow again.
May 5th, 1943. Renee's state of health is good. She
Yeah,
is
it speeds you
eating
up and slows you down. Like
Her
I guess that's
spatial and
really
temporal
slow.
orientation is good. Therapy suspended. December 3rd. She calmly asks if she can leave the hospital. Evaluate patient for 6 months. May 2nd, 1944. Discharge denied, despite a favorable psychiatric opinion.
Why?
The patient has no home or means of support.
Aye, there's the social crutch. Not crutch, what's am I looking for? I don't know. Oh no.
May 4th. The reasons why discharge is impossible are
Oh,
explained.
it's her mom.
And this is how Renee learns of her mother's death 2 years after the fact.
Where are her eyes? That is creepy. Oh my god, that is like... Oh shit. Did you see it in the room? I don't want to go in there. Did you see it? Renee? Why?
May 5th. She tried to kill herself in the night by hanging herself with a sheet, saved by the nurses. Restrained to her bed, she once more tried to kill herself by suffocation. The decision has been taken to perform a transorbital lobotomy.
No. When did they outlaw those? Hopefully everywhere? Maybe not? Like, that is like such a messed up... Like, what the hell are they thinking? Miss. Thought that said locked. Yeah. I guess we just need to experience. Wait, there we go. Something's triggering right here. Where is it? There it is. The end. Oh. Oh, and they're going to address that the use of lobotomy spread rapidly and compared to other European countries in America. The original technique pioneered by Monjes was perfected in 1930. Perfected? Conceived the first form of transorbital lobotomy. Yeah. The operation involved gaining access to the frontal lobes of the brain by sawing through the orbital bone of the eyelids, then damaging the lobes by means of an alcohol or formaldehyde injection or using a special instrument. It's fucking awful. Contrary to what was often thought, the patient did not always receive invalidating damage, although this was often the case. Monjes was awarded the Nobel Prize for Medicine in 1949. The therapy granted discovery of chlorpromazine in 51. Hey, Troublin'. 8 months. Holy crap. Thank you, dude. That's awesome. Good morning. Guten Morgen. Just in time for a super creepy ending to a super creepy story. Yeah, gross. Can we see some salutes up in the chat? Woot. Yeah, you gotta hype yourself in this chat. How you doing? Welcome to a creepy start to your day. Look at their eyes, they're all dark like aliens. Just like aliens, because we know that's what aliens look like. Big dark eyes. And they're actually making you like live through the lobotomy. No! Oh my god. No, 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 no. The fuck. I. So, like. Yeah, and the controller's vibrating. No. No, 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 no. At least you don't have a vibrating controller in your hand, further accentuating the experience.
June 1944. Operation successful. Patient tranquil and collaborative. Motor coordination capacity reduced, but she's improving. Transferred to the Tranquil department in the care of Dr. B. 25th of October. Continues to talk about Amara and her doll, Charlotte. The disturbances of motor capacity show slight signs of improvement. Difficulty walking, not capable of riding, and the nurses report that they have to help her dress, wash, and feed herself. In the summer of 1944, Renee was transferred back into my department. Aware of little, indifferent, hardly ever spoke.
But did she finally stop touching herself? Because
One
that's
day,
what's important.
She said, "When I find the courage to look at myself in the mirror, I see a young face which is aged and looks at me full of fear." She is a woman now who has changed profoundly compared to the girl that I had under my care several years ago. Only the sadness of her gaze and her intelligence are unchanged. She's so young, just 23 years old, but is lacking all vitality. Perhaps her condition may improve, but probably not. Her life has been thrown away, and nobody did a thing to try to avoid this.
So here you live above my mind. I wish you heard that my mind is trying to read yours and easy for a bird. Soon I'll meet you. I'll become the one you love.
It's a very uncomfortable story.
We're growing, so we'll have claws while looking for ourselves. The time is endless, it could take forever. I will find you. I will find you.
I'm a little teary-eyed.
Find you.
I must confess. I'm one of those. I cry at movies all the time.
I will find
It's a sad story. It's an amazing story.
I will find you. I will find you. Our home, our I need a face to wear, a skin so soft to dry.
I was wondering if the girl who was doing the female voice was Italian, because she pronounced the Italian words perfectly. And I forget what it just said now, but her name could not have been more Italian. Something like Ferdina Fermiotti. It would also explain why there was a couple of times where the grammar was kind of funky, and I thought, you'd think that the English speaker reading that would have caught it, but that would explain why they might not have caught it. Because they had a very good American English accent, but they were Italian. Seemingly. And the art just keeps coming. So what did y'all think? Did anyone else cry at the end, or just me? Am I the big baby? The big softy? There's something about, like, when it feels very real. Like, I've always kind of thought of myself as, like, empathic with people's pain and suffering. Like, if it feels genuine, I feel it. Has anyone ever seen Waltz with Bashir? It's about it's an animated story that's based on true events with real interviews, and they rotoscoped a lot of it about the Israeli invasion of Lebanon. So after was it Bashir was like the Christian president, and he was assassinated or something like that, and they invaded, and a lot of atrocities were committed. And at the end, it's like, the thing is like the way the story is unfolding, it's as if all the characters are like they all have amnesia, and they're being interviewed, and they're all remembering what happened, and they've suppressed the memories. And so what happens in the end, if you don't know the story, there's this encampment where they allowed essentially revenge to be exacted upon a bunch of people of the I don't remember if they're Muslim, but whatever the ethnicity was that was accused of being responsible for the assassination. They had like a refugee camp, and they lit the whole place up at night with flares and turned a blind eye as people went in and committed atrocities to them in revenge for what had happened. And so you're watching this animated thing where all the characters are like remembering what happened, who, you know, people who were soldiers during the event. And then at the very end, all of a sudden they cut to real, you know, film footage of all the, because basically they went and killed like all of the adult males pretty much in the camp. And you just go to like real, you know, news footage, documentary footage inside the camp that morning after. And as I think about it, it really hit you. It was probably one of the most powerful things that ever happened to me, where I was just kind of like, when compared to how I was moments before, just kind of sitting there watching it, taking it all in, and then all of a sudden it just hit you. It was very effective. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. Waltz with Bashir. What is this?
My name is Renee. I was a shy girl, and I just wanted to be like the others. But that's not what happened.
So here you live above my mind. I wish you'd heard that my mind is trying to read yours and easy for a
So is this the real place, huh?
soon I'll meet you, I'll become the one you love. We're growing, so we'll have claws while looking for ourselves. The time is endless, it could take forever. I will find you, I will find you, I will find you, our home, our heart. I will find you, I will find you, I will find you, our home, our heart. I need a face to wear, a skin so soft to dress. Let me try you on, I'll do it gently. Don't be scared, don't fly away, our home will soon. Beware our heartbeats, fight this life together.
So they made a music video. Any comments? What did everybody think of that? Too dark? Can we... Do we find the whole diary? Excuse me. Oh wow, they changed the diary interface. Oh, it's not reversing the y-axis. Oh, look at that. We haven't discovered everything. Apparently. Well, that sucks. Look how much I didn't find. I have to... I'm gonna... Alright, listen to that one. I haven't listened to this one.
I didn't tell anyone about the light. I knew that something terrible was happening to me. I thought that
You
I'd
loved
die,
it.
and the shame I felt was so deep that an uncontrollable restlessness took over me. I was afraid when other people were nearby.
Yeah, you got there just for
Fingers
the
pointed at me, mouths
final
laughing,
nail in the
condemning
coffin.
me.
By coffin, I mean brain. Yeah, this is all based on a true story. It's in an Italian insane asylum,
I tried to be
late
alone.
30s, early
I would
40s.
sit down on the
This
ground
girl was sent there as a
curled up
teenager
in
by
the
her mom
dark.
because she was,
I would repeat a word, any word.
you know, she
The
drank and had
continuation.
sex, and she was
This
probably
helped me not to
abused.
Not to lose myself. I would spend entire days like this, hoping that my mother would ignore me. Her compassionate words hurt me and
It
terrorized
only got
me
worse.
even more. And
The
so
art
I
is
had
really
to-
cool. The environment's really cool. Stories I found, it's compelling. It's dark, but real.
Shout and shout and shout those words. After a few days, things got better, and little by little, I came out of my hiding place. But the fear was always there, under the surface, ready to strike me even harder.
Keep it up, hard hit. You mean keep up, like, coming up with weird games like this? Sorry, I just saw that. I was a little slow.
He told me about Bruna's father and brother, but I was already very ill. The light had returned.
Cool.
and the
I bought a
fear
bunch of
was
games last night,
suffocating me.
actually, because they're having a
It
sale,
was my
so
world.
I loaded up
It
on
was
some more,
cold.
like, weird, cool games,
When
hopefully.
I spoke to Bruna about it, she turned her head away and was silent for a long time.
I kind of did. I wasn't totally sure what to expect of this one, but reading the descriptions, a lot of what people had to say made sense in hindsight, and I also understand why some people didn't like the game, because it's not really a game per se. You know, you're like, I was looking for something fun. Instead, you bummed me out. Then other people coming in and, like, commending the bravery of the games, like more
Prince
there, how there
Charming
should be more
doesn't
games
exist
like
in
this, and how
At
brave
least
it
not
was to
for
make
us.
something like this.
I was 14 years old. I didn't think it was possible for a boy to look at me and desire me. When he asked me if I wanted
And that
to
it would
go for a walk,
that
I
it would
didn't say
stay with
anything.
you.
I didn't even have the courage to look at him.
How did I miss so many things? Like, how is that possible that I could have... I'm wondering if that has to do with the choices that I made? Yeah, you know, like sometimes where I got the X over the different... I need to actually read up and understand that. I don't have enough time to replay it, but I feel like I feel compelled to replay it so I can get all the other stuff. Although maybe you can just replay the chapters and unlock each thing. So,
Things
maybe you don't
improved
have
for
to
a number-
replay all of it. Alright, or you listen to those. They're horribly depressing.
But he couldn't bind himself to me. I was 16 and ill. I had no future.
Wait, ready, listen to this.
I didn't get out of bed for weeks. Then I did things I was ashamed of. I slept with men. The guilt tore at my soul. And the light came back to torture me. I invented stories to justify my actions. I couldn't bear my own weight.
Yeah, there was like two things in that one where the translation was lost, where they changed it. But he couldn't settle down. It says,
But
but
he
it
couldn't
said
bind himself to me.
he couldn't bind
I was
himself.
16 and ill. I had no future.
All right.
I didn't get out of bed for weeks. Then I did things I was ashamed of. I slept with men.
She slept with men, and she pleasured herself. She was filled with sin. But it looks like you can go back. Wait, why are those chapters... These chapters aren't, illuminated. Why is that? Does that mean they're incomplete and these are complete? Maybe? Well, that would help. That's nice if that's true. I could just go back and replay those. Oh wait, are these alternate versions? Like, that's 6 and that's 6. And I can't select that one. what that's about. Well, I guess that's it. I don't even know where to begin diving into those, and it's already. What I'd like to do, I'm gonna do a stream during the day tomorrow. Maybe get up early and watch some soccer, hopefully. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me, everyone. Let's see if there's somebody that we can maybe do a raid of or something. I don't know. Let's see. But I like that. That was a cool story. It was sad, it was dark, but I'll remember it. That's for sure. The Lotro stream is still on? What's up with that? Big Ed is still streaming? Say what? How is he? Let's make sure he's not signing off. But let's raid Big Ed if he's not about to bail. He's in the middle of a big battle, it looks like. So let's raid him. Let's raid the Lotro stream. Big Ed, what is he doing on so late? It's not normal, is it? Spell it right, Lotro stream. So, again, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. I really enjoy these Fridays, and it's awesome when people come and show up, because I know I'm not playing the game you're most interested in seeing, so it means a lot for y'all to hang out. I appreciate it. Thank you for the resub. Troubling. Everybody have a good one. I'll probably be playing some Lotro tomorrow afternoon. Maybe I'll catch you then. But until then, we're going to go raid the Lotro stream. Be sure to drop those salutes if you got them. Thanks, bye!